Hello, my fellow Cameroonians. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is fine. So, last time I made a video discussing about the history of Southern Cameroons and laying down a few points that I really do not understand and was hoping that people who have more information about this could share with me. Because if you go through the history of Southern Cameroons, which I do believe is being taught in most primary school and secondary school in Cameroon, you will come to see that there are a lot of things that doesn't make any sense. I do not know whether for the sake of learning some parts have been left out. I do not know. I am not a historian, so I really do not know why it is the way it is. But I believe that everything that has been documented is exactly as the event that took place. And even though they do not necessarily make sense to me, they might make sense to other people. And I also believe we live in a democratic society whereby not everything needs to make sense to you. Not everything is about you as the individual. Some things can be about other people. So no one should be too self centered. Yeah. So after I did that video and I asked the viewers or people from Cameroon to share with me if they have any knowledge about some of the questions or some of the things that I am short of. And luckily, one person responded. So I am going to read out what he said, and then we can discuss more on that particular point. So let's go. Thank you, young man, for daring into this important issue. Prior to the Fumban conference, the draft constitution had been handed to Foncha by President Amadou Ahidjo, which was supposed to be studied in Bamenda before going to Fumban. But Foncha, for unknown reasons, hid it from the members of the delegation. So, what the viewer said was that the constitution that was drafted by Amadou Ahidjo was handed to Foncha before the Fumban conference and before the Bamenda conference. And this draft constitution was supposed to be studied and re-examined by the delegation at the Bamenda conference. Some of the points that were not accepted or which were not beneficiary to the Southern Cameroonians could have been taken off. And the points that they thought were great or were beneficiary to Southern Cameroonians would have been allowed on the constitution. So this whole thing would have been avoided if they had studied in detail the constitution that was handed to Foncha. But due to unknown reasons that he doesn't know and I do not know, Foncha did not share this information with the rest of the people who were in the Bamenda conference. So none of the delegates who were at that conference knew that a drafted constitution has been handed to Foncha. So you see what went wrong. Now, I do not have concrete proof as to this point, but I do believe he knows what he is talking about. So I will urge you guys out there to please share your thoughts. If you have contrary information to what this viewer wrote, or if you have more information that supports what the viewer has written, please kindly share with us. Remember, history is very important because they give us an idea on what went wrong in the past so that we do not repeat the same thing again. And by so doing, we are shaping the future in a whole new direction. That is why it's very important to learn history. Like most people have said, those who do not listen or those who do not heed to history are bound to repeat the same fate again and again. So, if you have any information between 1960 and 1961, please share with us. We shall be very, very happy to hear what you have to say. But before I go, I will just share with you my own thoughts. And remember, these are not facts. These are just what I think and I would like to share with you guys. And I know it might not necessarily be what many others are thinking, and it might not necessarily be what John Wood Funcher thought, because I have no idea of knowing the reason why he did not share this information with his delegation if there was an information like that. So my opinion is based on the fact that he had this constitution with him, but for some unknown reasons, he did not share. I want us to be very clear about that because I know the internet is a very complicated place. You might set something and then people take it differently. So that's why I always tried my best to be as clear as possible and let people understand when I am basing something on a thought and when I am basing something on real facts. So I just want that to be clear. So this is what I think. Funcha always wanted Southern Cameroonians to join the East Cameroon. And this is from history. This is not just me saying it. Anyone who knows about Cameroon history or Southern Cameroon's history knows about this. He had his resentment for the Biafrans, whom he complained about maltreating the Cameroonians. So he wanted to join the French Cameroon, while Indeli wanted to join the Nigerians. The two of them had their own reasons why. This is where I think there might have been a motive for him not to disclose this drafted constitution that Ahijo handed to him. This is based on the comment that one viewer wrote. So I am just sharing my opinion based on that. I think that the reason he did not disclose it or share it was that he was worried that the delegation at the Bamenda conference might not go along with him if they saw the constitution. Maybe there were some things in the constitution that would have prevented the Fumban conference from moving ahead. Maybe he knew that if he shared this information with the Bamenda delegations, the Fumba conference would have been off. Funcha was very, very determined to join Southern Cameroons with East Cameroon. Now, I do not know what was in for him particularly, but I think that people always have motives for doing the things they do. And the motives might not necessarily be a bad one. It might be a good one, right? But they always have motives. But you guys out there, what do you think might have been Funcha's reasons for not sharing this important information? And if any of you have access to credible information that might help support this point or debunk it, please share with us. I know a person like Funcher would have diaries or would have left some memoirs that might help to explain some of the things he did. So if any of you has seen these memoirs or diaries that belong to Foncha, please share with us what did he say in the diaries. We would love to hear it. So my brothers and sisters, please share your thoughts with us. What do you think went wrong in the 60s and 70s, and how can we not just complain about what went wrong, but accept it and move on? And also, if you came across any particular story, or if you have any story of interest that you would like to share with the rest of the world, please send it our way through any of our social media platforms. You can find them on this channel description section. And also, you can support our show with $1 or more through the crowdfunding website Patreon, or directly to us through our PayPal account. Find all related links and method of donations on this channel description section. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and opinions about Southern Cameroon's history with us. We really, really appreciate it. So, see you in the next one, and cut.